Because if you want questions around your favorite NFL teams, maybe some of the biggest players, and you want them answered here by Chat Sports, well, then you need to subscribe and you need to join us live. We go live every single Wednesday and Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. That's what's coming in from Sam. What up, brother? Would the Dolphins have made the playoffs if they drafted Herbert over Tua? This is actually a really fun question. I am still going to say no because I thought Ryan Fitzpatrick did a phenomenal job, and he was filling in for some of those games. Sure, Tua didn't play great.
Had a tough schedule.
But that schedule was tough. I mean, they still went 10-6. I mean, 10-6 in most years gets you in, especially if somebody would have told me 7 teams get into the playoffs and you go 10-6. I said you would have been a lock. But do I think they make it with Herbert? No. Do I think they regret not drafting Herbert, though? Yes.
And to be fair, and to be completely fair, when would a Herbert have taken over in Miami? We don't know. It probably wouldn't have been week 2. So the weapons weren't as good in Miami. So you just don't know. Sometimes it's just a perfect marriage. Him with the Chargers is a perfect fit. It just happened to work out really well for them.
Super chat coming in from Dwayne Jackson. Will Deshaun get traded before the draft or on draft night? What team do you think could present the best offer?
That's too wild of a trade to happen during the draft.
Yeah,
there's just way too much happening. If it happens, it'll happen before. Draft day trades are not this many moving parts. There is so much capital that's going to go into that trade if it happens. I think it'll happen fairly quickly, honestly, if it does happen. If it happens, it'll happen before the new league year even starts. It'll be verbally agreed to, and then on March whatever, it'll be official. So
in terms of which team has the best to offer, I'll say it's actually between the Dolphins and it's between the Jets. So the Jets have the number 2 overall pick.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe, I guess, Jacksonville, but they're not going to trade within the division. So you give up the number 2 pick, probably 2 other first-round picks, or for Miami, I mean, they got 4 picks in the top 50, 2 of which they actually got from Houston in that Laramie Tunsil trade, but I would say it's the Jets and the Dolphins, probably the 2 most intriguing teams. This one's coming in from Rich Kirkland. Should Miami draft Jamar Chase or Devonta Smith? Rich, if you're a Dolphins fan, go subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/DolphinsNews. Just crossed 10,000 subscribers. All right, so you're on the board. I'm guessing this is obviously pick number 3 here. Jamar Chase or Devonta Smith. Let's say Penei Sewell got drafted number 2 overall. Trevor Lawrence is off the board. Chase, Smith. Who's the better receiver? Who are you going with?
Okay, the first part of that's tricky because I'm not convinced one is better than the other. I think the better option for Miami, I think Smith complements Parker better because Parker's that big physical type of receiver that can high point the ball. Smith, you can do different things with. You can use him in the jet sweep action. You can throw it short to him. He can go deep. Chase is he's got some speed, but he's also a physical type of high point receiver as well. Would he be a bad fit? Of course not. But if you want kind of a different flavor on this offense, can do multiple things with him, I think Smith complements that offense better, gives him a different look from an offensive standpoint.
So type DS for Devonta Smith or type JC for Jamar Chase. Who's the better wide receiver prospect? Scroll on down in the comments section and let us know. NFL fans, get yourself an NFL face covering. Hey, it's getting cold in January, no matter where you are. Woo. And not only can you look good, these things keep you really, really warm. So go to chatsports.com/stay safe. They come in packs from 1, 2, 3 to 4. And all we're trying to do here is make sure that we can go live normal lives and watch some normal NFL playoff games. Because, man, if there is one thing that I miss, it is that playoff atmosphere. So all we always try to do here at Chat Sports is find you all great deals, but also let's be smart. Let's do the right things. Go get yourself an NFL face mask. All 32 teams, again, all these sizes, it's basically one size fits all, and they're machine washable.
Yes.
Do the right things. Wear a face mask. It'll be in the comments section below and in the description, chatsports.com/stay safe. Super chat coming in, another one from Everett Thomas. Appreciate you, dude. What upcoming rookie will make the biggest impact in year 1? I mean, I don't want to say Trevor Lawrence.
It's got to be Lawrence.
But it's got to be Trevor
If you take quarterbacks out of it, I think Penei Sewell is a 12-year left tackle. So whoever gets him, I think, is upgrading in a major way at tackle. I'm trying to think of some dark horse guys. I think there's a lot of receivers in this class. I think there's 5 to 10 receivers that can be legitimate starters from day one. Obviously, the Smiths of the world, the Waddles, the Jamar Chases.
I love Zaven Collins of Tulsa, the Defensive Player of the Year. I mean,
He's a fun player.
Anytime you win Defensive Player of the Year, that's fun to look at. But when you're a guy from Tulsa
That's
that wins
impressive.
Defensive Player, like that just
They
goes
had
to
a
show.
lot of good players on that defense randomly. They have a couple
They
of
did.
corners who are good as well. So those are some names. Hey, we're going to cover it all. We'll cover all of draft coverage over the next few months, and stay tuned and subscribe.
Evan Scott, do you guys think Fields is the biggest boom or bust player in the draft? If not, who?
I think there is some boom-bust potential because when he's on, he looks better than
incredible.
Trevor Lawrence. When he's off, he's throwing interceptions to Indiana left and right. I think Zach Wilson's obviously a boom-bust guy. He's really only done it 1 year in college. Trey Lance, always quarterbacks are boom or bust.
I mean, they're going to go really, really high in the
just-
draft. The issue, I think, though, with Fields to me is this. Like, there's times where he looks like he's the greatest quarterback to ever come out of the Big Ten. Like, I'm
Seriously.
not afraid to say that. And then there's other games, like you mentioned.
He can't hit the right side of a barn. Like, strange.
It's very, very hit or miss, and that's probably a guy that I don't really want to take in the top 5, but hey, what do I know? So who gets drafted first, okay? Because we're believers that it's going to be Lawrence, and then it's going to be Fields. They're going to be the top 2 guys. But who's going to be the third quarterback drafted? Is it going to be Zach Wilson from BYU type ZW? That's where I would vote. Trey Lance type TL, or is it going to be Mac Jones type MJ? Who do you think is going to be the next quarterback draft?
I think Wilson and Fields will be 2, 3 in some order. I think you're right, probably Fields, but I wouldn't rule out Wilson in that regard. I think there's a chance Jones could jump Lance, though, for 4. I think that's
I'm
the
with
better
you.
question. I think Wilson, out of these 3, goes first, but Jones is a fast riser. Keep an eye on him over the next couple of months.
Got a super chat coming in here from Cody Douglas. Do you guys think Watson instantly makes Miami on the same level as Buffalo? It's a great question.
Puts him in the conversation, yeah.
I'm actually going to say yes because Miami's got a better defense. The running game is basically the exact same because Buffalo doesn't have
Both are
one.
bad.
Quarterback Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson. I think you could split hairs on
Top
both of them.
5, top 10, wherever you want to put them.
I'm going to say yes. I think
Yeah.
it puts them in that conversation. I would say it's Buffalo, Kansas City, and probably the Miami Dolphins, the 3 best teams in the AFC. Christopher Botches, Micah Parsons' highest and lowest pick. So basically, where do you think's the highest he could go,
Yeah.
Tom? Where's the lowest you think he could go?
A lot of this depends on what ends up happening in free agency.
Sure.
I don't think Miami would spend the number 3 overall pick on
be
Parsons,
shocked.
but I think that's like the absolute max. He's not going 1 or 2. You know, I don't think the Falcons take him. I don't think the Bengals take him. They spent 3 picks on linebackers last year. Philadelphia never goes with a linebacker, so you can probably cross them off. But maybe Detroit at 7. Probably not. They got some offensive needs, but impact linebacker. I like Carolina at 8 if they want to go defense against. They didn't take Isaiah Simmons last year. I like Denver at 9. I think the Broncos, with the way Vic Fangio can use his linebackers, I actually think the Denver Broncos is the best fit for Micah Parsons. I got coverage concerns. I got concerns about identifying and filling run fits and his instincts. He hasn't played linebacker for all that much. I think Denver would be a perfect fit for Micah Parsons. Dallas at 11 could make some sense. Dallas 10. Giants at 11, they would love a linebacker.
What about the lowest?
Lowest, I think at that point, Patriots at 15.
Okay.
Oh, Raiders at 17. Absolute floor. I think, and actually, you know what? I'll bookend it. Dolphins at 18. That's the absolute floor. So anywhere from 3 to 18, probably around that pick number 9 is going to be the sweet spot.
Best safety in the draft. Do you think it's Morig or Holland?
Yeah, Merrick.
Merrick?
I think Trevon Merrick out of Oregon
TCU.
is, or not out of TCU. I'm thinking of Holland out of Oregon.
Yep.
I think the TCU kid's the best one. Heck, Ardarius Washington, their other safety from TCU, is also a pretty damn good prospect. Holland didn't play this year, and he was almost a nickel safety hybrid. And I know he got some round 1 buzz early in the process, but as draft media guys got a little bit tighter on it, they're probably not going to be a round 1 guy. I think, frankly, none of these guys should go round 1. They should all be in that top 40, top 50 range to start.
So today's NFL Mailbag is presented by Manscaped. Cody Douglas, you look like a guy that could use some Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/chat where you can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. So we're doing this NFL Mailbag live on Wednesday, and hopefully everyone's getting their questions in. Cody Douglas is the Dolphins' 3rd pick is worth 2 first on the trade value chart, right? So Tua, 3-18, next year's 2nd is fair for Watson. No.
Oh, I thought you were saying no to him. I forgot.
No, he's saying like
you
no.
have to have an upward inflection. No.
Oh.
Like, otherwise, it just sounds like you're saying no.
My bad.
In the end, I think Cody's right here.
Okay.
Again, maybe you don't want to break it down as, oh, it's worth 2 firsts or whatever, because you could argue the Jets' first is worth 2 firsts as well. But, like, yes, in the sense that that number 3 overall pick is worth a lot more than a normal first-round selection. So because of that, I do think that is a very fair offer for Deshaun Watson. And maybe it ends up being this year's second as opposed to next year's second because future picks aren't worth as much. But if they value Tua as a potential franchise quarterback, I go with, Cody, I think that's a pretty fair value, eval of Watson's trade value.
Wait, Arnold Almighty, should the Dolphins bring in a veteran running
Arnold?
back? Yep, like Todd Gurley or Mark Ingram. So obviously there is still a need here for Miami going out and get a running back, and you bring up Gurley and Mark Ingram, who are going to be free agent running backs. So who's the better running back? If you could pick between these two guys, would you bring in Ingram or would you bring in Todd Gurley?
Look, I know the Falcons were bad, but right around the time mid-November hit, Todd Gurley hit the wall.
Yeah.
Like, he sucked. Like, I hate to be so blunt about it, but I'll go rapid fire here. Here are his yards after the November 8th game against Denver. 8 for 26, 8 for 16, 6 for 19, 1 for -1, 4 for 16, 9 for... I know he was banged up. That's wash production. So this might be a Jordan Howard 2.0 thing.
Yeah.
I would prefer Mark Ingram of those two guys. If Gurley signs a 1-year deal with no guaranteed money, I'm in. Otherwise, what's the point?